federal law enforcement surge in D.C. Glad you're with us. I'm Adam Longo.
And I'm Adriana Hopkins. A new order by D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser will keep federal officers on patrol in D.C. longer than originally planned. But we're also learning this morning the National Guard could be sticking around longer, too.
Yeah, 7 News is on your side with team coverage of these developments. John Gonzalez is live breaking down the mayor's new order and the changes that she wants made.
But let's start with John Rogers at the alert desk. And John, we're hearing the troops already here in D.C. could be here for several more months.
Yeah, they absolutely could. It's for an interesting reason. So we are learning that National Guard troops in D.C. could have their military orders extended through December. A senior official says this extension is actually intended to ensure the continuity of benefits for these service members and their families. You see, Guard members typically do not qualify for military benefits unless they're on active orders for more than 30 days. As we've been told, this was only expected to last 30 days. So it's unclear how long the mission will go on. The extension has not yet been finalized. The White House would not confirm the expected extension when asked for comments. We'll let you know what happens.
Mayor Bowser's order extending President Trump's federal crime crackdown. The order is expanding the city's role in all of this.
Yeah, so 7 News' John Gonzalez is live for us at the Wilson Building with what this means for public safety and the homeless.
Adriana, good morning. Yeah, the mayor making it very clear this new order is about safety and accountability. It will keep federal agents on the ground here in D.C., but she wants to see some changes with how they patrol the streets. She says they must identify themselves, must carry badges, ID, must be able to show those badges, and she doesn't want to see these federal agents with their faces covered. Now, take a look. The order creates a new safe and beautiful emergency operations center as well to coordinate with federal agencies from the FBI and Secret Service to the U.S. Park Police. It also prioritizes using the D.C. National Guard for specific missions. The mayor being very blunt yesterday, saying she doesn't feel that part of the operation has been effective. The same order pushes for continued clearing of homeless encampments. City leaders say about 80 people have recently moved into shelters over the past couple of weeks, but advocates warn resources are already stretched thin. Representative Jamie Raskin is pushing back, introducing a resolution to terminate this federal surge, but House Republicans defend the actions.
The purpose of this resolution is to say, one, there's no emergency. If there was an emergency, it was a public relations crisis around the Epstein file.
President Trump has rightfully exercised his authority to restore law and order here over the last few weeks. And what a tremendous job our federal law enforcement officers have done for this city. This is what happens when you have leadership that actually cares about public safety.
Now here at City Hall, the mayor says the new emergency center will also focus on public safety, housing, and economic recovery while continuing to work side by side with these federal agencies. The question now is, how long will this partnership last? Reporting live, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
Start with the federal law enforcement surge in D.C. Thanks for being with us this morning. I'm Adriana Hopkins.
And I'm Adam Longo. So far, nearly 1,700 arrests have been made in this operation. More than 200 of those happened over the holiday weekend.
Officers have also recovered nearly 170 illegal guns, and President Trump once again touting the operation at the White House yesterday.
District of Columbia, right here where we are, it's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. We don't have a crime problem in Washington anymore. And the mayor has been very helpful, and the police commission has been very helpful, and it's been a great team.
Meantime, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser issued an order yesterday to continue the increased federal law enforcement presence in the city. The mayor says the safe and beautiful Emergency Operations Center will manage the city's response and coordinate with federal law enforcement both during and after the president's takeover. But that also includes working with federal agents to make sure they're not wearing masks, clearly identifying their agency, and providing identification during arrests or encounters with the public. The goal is to improve trust between police and the community.
With the surge of federal officers now expected to stick around past the 30-day emergency order, we are hearing about the impacts of the increased presence.
Yeah, some workers in the hospitality industry say immigration enforcement is creating fear and cutting into business. Straight out live to 7 News reporter John Gonzalez to tell us what both sides are saying. John, good morning.
Hey, Adam and Adriana, good morning to you both. You know, restaurant owners and staff here in the district say that the presence of federal troops right outside of their shops over the past several weeks has created fear. They say employees are simply too afraid to show up to work. However, immigration enforcement leaders say that the operation here is legal. These stops are carefully targeted and necessary. Now, 7 News spoke with founder and CEO of Busboys and Poets, Andy Shalal. He says that one of his staff members was pulled over by ICE recently and had to show his green card. He says some staff who normally commute into the district are choosing to stay in Virginia instead. The union that represents hospitality workers, many of them immigrants and women of color, say fear is costing jobs and hours. ICE officials are pushing back, saying more than 70% of those detained in D.C. have a criminal history, and they insist their operations are based on intelligence and targeted enforcement.
And it's not because they don't have papers. It's just because they feel scared being stopped. You know, even if you're a citizen, you get stopped by the police, you always have this anxiety of why am I getting stopped and what's this going to lead to?
It's causing a lot of fear. It's causing people to lose their jobs. Our workers are not working right now. Management don't have business, so they're not scheduling people.
What we do is we pride ourselves on targeted enforcement and intelligence-based investigations.
And also new this morning, the Pentagon is authorizing some 600 military lawyers to temporarily serve as immigration judges aimed at reducing a big backlog with these cases right now. Reporting live, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
Well, amid concerns about crime, people in Northwest D.C.'s Shaw neighborhood are pushing for more police presence, and they are getting a positive response. A congressional intern was fatally shot in that neighborhood back in June. This happened near a bus stop close to the Washington Convention Center, and that crime remains unsolved. We spoke with a neighborhood commissioner about violence that's erupted in her community.
I just think that drawing attention to what's going on and the police being proactive about it, I think will help.
Well, Commissioner Rochelle Nigro has been pushing to have more police officers on foot patrol in her neighborhood, and she says the 3rd District Police Commander has now agreed to that request.
Meantime, President Trump once again threatening to deploy the National Guard to Chicago, calling it the murder capital of the world after more than 50 people were shot during the Labor Day weekend. Yesterday, the president was asked if he's made up his mind.
Make your mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the National Guard in Chicago is unnecessary. He adds there's been no communication from the Trump administration regarding any possible National Guard deployment.